I'm just getting started here on building a greenhouse in my backyard. I've designated out the space. I'm digging up all of the soil to loosen it up so that I can temp it down and then put some gravel down. And I'm going to use bricks that I have lying around for the foundation. So I have these fence posts that are cemented in, which are a nice strong foundation here and here. So that's going to be the length of my greenhouse there to there. And then I'm just doing 8 feet out from here. So it's going to be about an 8-foot by 10-foot greenhouse. This wall is going to come this way and then straight back and attach to a post over there on that fence. And then from here, I'm going to do a chicken coop right here with a big fenced in run over here. Move the compost pile over to the other side, kind of move some stuff around here. But pretty much this whole back area of my yard is going to be chicken coop greenhouse combo. All right, first thing I'm doing here is I'm just building some drainage. Just finished all of my tamping and it's just starting to rain, which is good timing. I'm gonna go through here next and cover this up with gravel and just even it out as much as I can. We just laid the gravel down and we are trying to get everything nice and level. Now we're just stacking bricks, getting ready. Little brick update. Getting there. Just wrapped up the bricklaying and it's finally looking pretty good. This foundation is just about done now. I swept in a bunch of gravel into all the cracks and then topped it off with the leftover mortar sand that I had left over from the bricks. And this thing is rock solid now. Like, you can walk all over it and it's just gonna get more solid over time. Here's a quick update on the greenhouse. I painted some of these untreated posts to help them last a little bit through the winter. It's been a couple months. I haven't really touched the greenhouse in a while because I've been dealing with these girls, trying to fix some stuff up for their coop and their space. So I'm in the process now of framing out this back wall. I'm gonna try and get that in today. Framing the back wall. Wall is in. Let's put in this front wall. Things are just kind of resting on rocks and stuff right now as I'm trying to get measurements. This is definitely very hacky, but hey, getting somewhere. Here's an update on the framing. At least this front section is starting to come together. I'm back here working on the greenhouse and I'm trying to figure out this puzzle piece of windows that I've got set up here to try and fit on this front wall, which has been giving me a bit of a headache, but I'm getting closer. But it's coming together. All the fasteners are holding nicely and it's got a little wiggle to it right now, but I think that will solidify up once I have these rafters put in place. I just wrapped up the rafters and that one support beam in the middle. It was definitely a bit of a taxing puzzle. Never done rafters or anything like that before. Got these really strong brackets that connect these all the way to go flush with a face so that they could line up with the windows, which will go right here. But these two I left recessed so that I can fit that big window across the top this way, and it'll be flush up against the top, which I think will look really nice. Just finished up the door. It turned out that this window was a perfect fit. It's just a little bit wide, so I'm just kind of planing it down to try and get it closer to the correct size. Just finished up the window framing, and now I'm going to put some more supports in the roof and then get those windows on there. It is coming together back here. Look at this thing. It's been an idea in my head for like 6 months, and to now finally see it starting to actually look like a greenhouse is like very exciting. The greenhouse is done with construction and is getting ready for a new coat of paint. My lovely assistant helping put some tape up. Oh, I framed out some stuff up here for putting in the skylight windows, which I'm kind of having to figure out how I'm gonna do that next. I added these little extending posts out here so that I could continue my roof over there so you're not getting rained on as you're entering the door. And then, yeah, I mean, the main update is all the windows are framed. I used this sort of trim stuff just to kind of secure the windows into place. That worked out really well. I have some old acrylic that is now in place, and that looks great too. Hello. And I kept all of the old hardware on there because I think it looks pretty sweet. All right, paint is all done. I'm gonna start taking this tape off. Working on the roof today. Here is what I've decided to do. So my thought was I wanted to have these windows on the roof that could be opened with auto vents as it gets too hot. If they were on the roof, water would just pool up in these spaces between all of these like little rung things in between the window. And so this is the bottom, and water would just pool up here and create algae and eventually rot all this wood away, and it would just kind of fall apart. So I have these acrylic panels that I found on the side of the road that I have screwed into place and then put a sealant all the way around so that hopefully no water will get inside the actual window. And then I left this panel intentionally a little floppy so that once it opens and closes, this piece can go over the existing corrugated panel, and then it'll just move up and down to keep the water flowing right onto the panel. The roof is done. I'm very excited that it turned out all right. Here's the inside. Here's the windows, and they open. It passed the rain test. Next on the docket is spray painting my rain barrel, which I'm going to use to collect water from the roof. Now it looks like that. I'm working on the rain catching system, put the gutter up, and it's gonna go into that barrel hopefully soon here. So rain comes from the roof onto the gutter, angled down, and then down to a bucket here. So this is like the first rain runoff system, so I can close this up if I want. This will fill up to here, at which point it'll start diverting into the rain barrel. That should be plenty. So it starts right here, goes to these two filters, fills this whole system up, wraps all the way around, And in my barrel it goes. It's been a couple weeks. I'm moving on to some of the last parts of the project. Shh. I'm putting on this little bench table thing. Making some progress. These brackets all rigged up. I'm gonna put the planks across the top. So here's my platform. We got some shims lined up here so that I can get the spacing right. We have a table for starting seeds and stuff. It's been a couple months. The greenhouse is officially done. It's springtime and I'm getting ready with some plants. And as you can see, it's working great. The windows that I installed open based on the temperature, so there's no electricity or any sort of power for that. Excuse me. Thank you. So this window opens and locks in, so I can adjust some temperature that way. I've got my rainwater collection system here, and yeah, doing some repotting currently. The door is held up great. And it's a hot spring day in April here in Portland. And it is roasting in here. So it is working real well, and I'm very happy with how everything came together. So yeah, very happy with how it turned out. Hopefully it'll lead to many more years of gardening.